Hi everyone, Dr. Zach here, and I've got a testimony to share with you today that's just too good not to share. And before I jump into it, I want to just kind of set things up in that I've been praying about entering into this next year, into 2023, and I've been praying, Lord, what do you have for us in 2023? And the word I actually woke up at 3:33 in the morning and got into my truck to drive to work, and it had 333 miles left to empty. So I opened up Jeremiah 33, verse 3, and it says, "Call to me, and I will answer you, and I will reveal to you secrets. I will reveal to you mysteries, things that are so substantial that you can never figure out on your own." And so as we're entering into this new era, I think it's just a new era. It's not even a new season. It's a time of an awakening where we're going to see a greater expression of who God has called us to be and operate in the kingdom. And so I've started to put together some fasting programs that we're going to be doing as a community in our office and joining with our church as well. And I would love to have as many people join us as we start the new year fasting and praying for God to reveal himself to us, that we would call out to him. So join me in this call to me in 23 as we go into it. But with that said, let me jump into this testimony. I think this is just really profound. And I'm going to share with you, I got a text going back to December 12th. And it was from a friend of mine who's a chiropractor in the Denver area. And he said, "Hey, Zach, did you tell me one time that you can adjust people over the phone, or am I imagining things?" And what happened during the beginning of the lockdown with COVID, I just really sensed that, Jesus healed from a distance. He still heals from a distance. He doesn't have to lay hands on people for the healing to take place. And so I prayed, Lord, show me how that looks. What does it look like to be able to minister healing across a distance? And I happened to be at a seminar, and one of the doctors said, "Hey, have you guys done any of this remote adjusting stuff?" And they said, it's kind of like when Jesus healed the centurion's servant, and they basically just, work on really praying through an adjustment process for a person from a distance. And not more than 15 minutes after that, I get a text from a gal that had previously worked for me. And I was in Philadelphia. She was in Colorado. And she said, "Hey, my baby is really, really sick. What do I do? When do I go to the hospital? What can I be doing?" And so we talked through things. And I said, "Hey, we just talked about these remote prayer adjustments. Would you be open to that?" And she said, "Sure." So I did. And 15 minutes later, she texts back and says, his fever broke. He's sleeping peacefully, and everything looks great. So when we got shut down during COVID, and they told us that unless somebody was dying, we weren't allowed to be adjusting them. That was kind of the nature of things in Colorado. Our state board set it up to where you couldn't do any elective service. And so we were one of two states that had essentially shut chiropractic down. I started putting out to people as, "Hey, I'd like to continue to test this and try this." And so I had several people that were willing to let me do prayer adjustments on them. So I was sharing this with this doctor. And he said, "Well, pray if you can." His ex-wife just got called back to the hospital because her newborn was having severe infection issues, respiratory issues. Was on a vent, had been told that it had E. coli, this little baby, and that at one point on December 14th had stopped breathing. And so they were crying out for some things. So I spent some time praying and just kind of seeing what Holy Spirit was revealing to me, made an adjustment remotely. And I continued to kind of reach out and to see how things went. And I got a text today from the mom, and this is what she said. She said, "Hey, Doc, good news. CPAP is off. She's now on high flow, which means that they've taken the tube out, and so now she's able just to breathe with the cannula, making leaps and bounds of progress." One of the docs that was here that Wednesday when we almost lost her said, "We still don't know what caused her lungs to do that and how fast she recovered, except that it was divine intervention." They asked to use her in a study and keep tabs on her because they've never seen any baby come out of it within hours. And, I say this because I really see that we're going into a new era where we're going to see greater things than we've ever seen before. And I wanted to give testimony that would validate that and verify that. And so with that, join me on this fast as we enter into 2023. And let's contend together that we're going to see his kingdom come and his will be done, and greater things than these take place in this next era. God bless you guys. Make today a great one, and hope to be joining you on this fast in the upcoming days.